The Reallusion Video Mocap app promises to be a great solution for creators who don't already have a motion capture suite. But does it live up to its promises? In this video, we're going to be putting the plugin to the test to see if it provides a wonderful mocap solution to those who are working on a budget. Hi, my name is Eric. I'm a 3D artist using programs like Blender, Unreal Engine, and iClone to help tell my stories, and I make videos and 3D assets to help you do the same. But before we go any further, I wanted to let you know that Reallusion did provide me with some DA points so that I could do the testing in this video. That being said, my thoughts and my opinions are based on the motion capture data that I got from my own testing. So, with that said, let's dive right into it. For this particular testing, I didn't want to do a whole studio level style setup. I didn't want to use the fancy lights and I didn't want to use the fancy camera because in reality, that's not how creators are going to be using this plugin. They're going to use it with busy backgrounds and they're going to be using it with their iPhone. So I wanted to do that too because if it works in those circumstances, it will only be better if you do it with a better setup. So I grabbed my phone, set it to 30 frames per second at 1080p, and walked outside to test this on a busy background with natural sunlight. I targeted each clip to be around a minute long and tried a variety of movements: sword swings, using a bow and arrow, crouching close to the ground, and even climbing a ladder. After I did my test filming, I brought all the footage back to my computer and loaded it into the plugin. This was straightforward. All I did was trim my clips to less than a minute and chose my actor. One of the promising features of this plugin is that you can capture two performances at once. Usually this is a challenge for other solutions, and although I could not test it myself, this is a very exciting addition. Another nice feature is that you can batch up to 10 different segments at once and get them processing. Just set the sequences, confirm the pricing of the multiple tasks, and come back when it's all finished. And when it's done, you're ready to apply the motions directly to an avatar of your choice, all without ever leaving iClone. What is nice about this is that it does not require a subscription. The plugin is free for iClone users, you simply pay per capture. The trade-off though is that every clip costs the same 250 DA points, or about $2.50. No matter if it's 1 second or 1 minute, the price is the same. So if you're budget conscious, this is something to keep in mind. You may want to practice your motions a few times before recording to get the most out of that minute-long clip. However, what is nice about this is that without a subscription, you really only pay for what you use. As for the results, I was genuinely impressed. I've used AI mocap before with varying results, and for me, this is definitely at the top of the list for the best results that I've had. Foot contact seems solid, and the performances seem to translate very well. You even get basic hand movements. One thing that surprised me was how well it did when certain body parts were obscured. Typically, this is where AI mocap tends to break down, because if it can't see it, it can't translate it. And while this plugin is no different, the translation of the hidden body parts was at least smooth. Unfortunately, it could not translate the climbing of the ladder. Changing character heights was a no-go in the documentation, so I really didn't expect much, but still it would have been amazing if it had worked. Also, it seemed to struggle a bit with the crouching animations, particularly as I got closer to the camera. However, I think with a few minor layer adjustments, this could definitely be usable. And while the results are stunning, I do feel like the motions look the best from the same angle that the footage was shot from. Once you start rotating around the character, the illusion tends to break down a bit. It's not terrible, but it's something you may want to consider when recording your footage. Overall, like any motion capture solution, whether it's the Mocopi, Rococo, or this plugin, you will need to do some cleanup in the end, which is all good because you have iClone and an ample supply of wonderful tools to help clean up the motion capture data. I dive into my own process in this video, so if you're interested, definitely check it out. In the end, the capture quality is strong, and with all those tools at your disposal, I believe you can polish them to a professional result. So, having looked at the setup and the results, what do I think? Honestly, this system has a lot going for it, especially if you don't have a motion capture suite. It's a powerful way to create custom, story-driven animations and bridge the gap between other pre-made motion packs. Before I had the Mocopi, and even now, I often rely on pre-recorded motions from Reallusion. Things like the laser swords, hand-to-hand combat or parkour animation packs. They're basically stunts that I can't do myself. But as good as those packs are, there are only so many animations. Having a mocap solution in your back pocket can really help you bridge the gap between those action-packed sequences, and that's where this plugin shines. Now, if you already own iClone, all you really need to do is grab your phone, take it outside, and record a clip. Then, within a couple of minutes, you probably have a motion capture file that's 70% of the way there, which is pretty incredible when you think about it that way. The only hesitation that I do have with this plugin is the pricing structure. $2.50 makes a lot of sense for a 1 minute long clip, but when you really only need it for 2 seconds or even 10 seconds, that $2.50 can seem a little steep. On the other hand though, I do recognize that you don't have to pay a subscription fee to kind of get access to all of these great features. So at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to you, what your budget is, and if you can justify it. As for me, I'll still be relying on my Mocap Pro for my longer projects. I already own it and it fits well into my workflow. But if I ever need a quick one-off shot that doesn't justify the setup, I can see this plugin being a great option for me. At the end of the day, I'm happy with this plugin. I'm glad that Reallusion worked with QuickMagic to make this plugin accessible without a subscription price. I think it opens up a lot of opportunities to many creators, whether they're just starting off and getting into mocap for the first time, or if they're a seasoned professional that already has a motion capture solution. Well, I think this can work in a pinch. You get a free trial capture to test it out, so I would definitely recommend giving it a shot and seeing if it fits into your own workflow. And if you like some of the outfits that you saw in this video, I'll put a link down below where you can get them for your own projects on the Reallusion Content Store. But I'm always interested in what you have to say. Is this a plugin that you've tried out yourself? And if so, have you gotten good results? Let me know in the comments section below.